What if wealth wasn't chasing you because you weren't wearing the right invitation? Capricorn. These three sacred colors aren't just fashion. They're frequency. And this January, they decide who attracts abundance and who stays invisible to it. Capricorn. You've always known that effort alone isn't enough. You've worked harder than most, sacrificed more than you admit, held it together when everyone else was falling apart. But here's the secret no one told you. Wealth doesn't answer hard work alone. It answers energy. And energy speaks in colors. Not just any colors, but three ancient sacred colors that carry the magnetic imprint of Saturn, your ruling planet. And in January 2026, those colors aren't just symbolic. They are active. They've begun pulling on the field around you, shifting what flows to you and what slips away unseen. The money you didn't expect, the opportunities that seemed to vanish, the people who once promised support but went quiet. None of it was random. It was about resonance. You were either broadcasting attraction or repelling abundance without knowing it. That's why this video matters, because for the first time, you're going to see the full map. The exact colors that unlock the current of wealth Saturn is offering you. One protects, one guides, one reconnects. And once you know them, Capricorn, you stop chasing money and start becoming the reason it moves toward you. Let's begin. Comment if this already feels like something you were meant to hear. Part 1. Black, the shield of Saturn. If wealth is a current, then black is the dam that holds it in place. Capricorn, before you can attract more, you must stop the leaks. And this is where most people fail. They focus on earning, hustling, manifesting, but never notice the silent outflows, the unexpected finds, the broken appliances, the helpful friend who never pays you back. Saturn sees these moments not as accidents, but as energy breaches. And in January 2026, he's offering you the first of 3 tools to seal them. Black. Not dark gray, not charcoal, but pure absorbing black. Because black doesn't just cover, it contains. It's the color of focus, structure, silence. The color of Saturn himself, the architect of karma, the teacher of time. When you wear black during this month, you're not just dressing in a color. You're cloaking yourself in resistance. You're saying to the universe, I don't just want wealth, I am ready to protect it. I am worthy of keeping what I've earned. And Saturn listens. Black clothing, a black wallet, a black journal where you track what you keep, not what you lose. These are not aesthetic choices, they're armor, because every Capricorn knows building means nothing if you can't keep what you've built. And this month, Saturn is watching who guards their wealth, who lets it bleed. You already know which one you've been in the past. Now it's time to become the one who holds the line. Life doesn't always test what you can gain. Sometimes it tests what you're willing to protect. And until you prove that you can keep what's already yours, the universe won't trust you with more. Comment if you've ever felt like your money disappears the moment it arrives. Let Saturn know you're ready to change that. Next. The color that guides, not just protects. Let's talk about indigo. Part 2. Indigo, the strategy of the master. Protection is only the first step, Capricorn. Once you've stopped the leaks, the question becomes, where should the energy go? That's where most people get lost. They chase opportunity after opportunity, never realizing they're spreading themselves too thin. Saying yes to everything but never building anything that lasts. You, on the other hand, were not built for chaos. You were designed for structure, for mastery. And in January 2026, your mastery begins with indigo. Not just blue, not light electric or sky, but deep still indigo, the royal blue of Saturn's wisdom. Indigo is the color of the third eye, the inner strategist. the part of you that doesn't guess, but knows. It's the color worn by Babylonian priests when reading the stars. The color forbidden to commoners in medieval courts, because it held power, the power of clarity. When you wear indigo this month, you amplify that power. Your intuition sharpens. You stop following trends. You start making moves that look lucky to others but are rooted in silent knowing. This isn't about dressing well. It's about vibrating in alignment with the planet that rules time, patience, and strategy. Wear it when you plan, when you negotiate, when you sit in silence and feel where the money is and where it's not. Because here's what Saturn rewards above all: the ones who wait, watch, and move with precision. And indigo is the cloak of precision. Life will offer you distractions, deals that look too good, people who promise quick wins. But indigo helps you see through the fog. It tunes your inner compass toward what's true. And here's the truth: you don't need more options. You need deeper vision. Comment if you've ever felt pulled in too many directions and you're ready to focus on what truly matters. Next, the color that reconnects everything you thought was lost, the heart of abundance. Let's talk about green. Part 3. Green, the return of connection. You've sealed the leaks. You've aligned your strategy. But Capricorn abundance doesn't grow in isolation. This is the hardest truth for you to accept, because life taught you early. Don't rely on anyone. Be strong. Be independent. Protect yourself. And you did. But now, January 2026 is asking something different. Not more discipline, not more sacrifice. It's asking for reconnection. That's why the third sacred color is green. Not lime, not mint, not neon, but deep emerald green, the color of growth, healing, and return. Green is the frequency of Venus and Mercury united. It's the color that brings people, deals, and relationships back into your life, not by chance but by resonance, because money doesn't always come from hard work. Sometimes it comes through a person you forgave, a client you followed up with, a partnership you were finally open to. Green doesn't chase, it attracts. It says, I am open to receiving what is aligned. It doesn't manipulate, it magnetizes. Wear emerald green when speaking with clients, when meeting someone new, when you want to rebuild a bridge you thought was burned, and most importantly, when you want to restore the connection between your heart and your goals. Because what good is building an empire if you can't share it? If there's no one at the table with you, Saturn knows your strength, but Venus knows your longing, and green is the middle ground. The space where ambition meets intimacy, where wealth flows not just to you, but through you. Here's the life lesson you've been avoiding. You don't have to do it all alone to be worthy of it. Comment if you're ready to let connection and abundance return together. Next, you've seen the 3 colors. Now let's talk about the rituals that awaken their full power. Part 4. Rituals. The actions that anchor the energy. Knowledge without embodiment is wasted power, Capricorn. Now that you know the 3 sacred colors, you might be wondering, do I really need to do anything? Yes, because intention alone is not enough. Not under Saturn's watch. Saturn demands alignment in thought, feeling, and form, which means what you wear, how you act, and what you commit to all matter. This is where rituals come in, not as superstition, but as a conscious act of anchoring energy. Here's how to begin. First, your black wallet. Only natural materials, no synthetics. On the first Friday, you watch this place one bill inside any amount. Then write in your own hand, Saturn Y, protect what flows to me. Fold the note, place it inside, and carry that wallet all month. Second, indigo presents. Choose one item, a scarf shirt candle in true indigo. wear or place it near you when making decisions, especially about money. Before meetings, hold it for one breath. Let it sharpen your focus. Third, the green altar. Set a small sacred space. Use a deep green cloth. Place one object representing connection, a photo, a letter, a business card. Every Tuesday or Friday, sit beside it, not to ask, not to plead, but to say, I am open. These acts don't manipulate the universe. They tell the truth of your soul, and that's what Saturn listens to. Because here's the lesson: most miss wealth isn't a reward. It's a reflection of what you're ready to hold. Rituals don't guarantee anything, but they reveal if you're serious or still half in, half out. Comment if you're ready to show the universe that you're all in. Next one. Final truth. Capricorn and the lesson. Saturn has been waiting your whole life to teach. Part 5. Conclusion. The final truth from Saturn. Capricorn, you've walked through the 3 gates: black, indigo, emerald. Each one offered you something different. Black taught you that protection isn't passive, it's a choice, a declaration that what you've earned is worth keeping. Indigo showed you that strategy isn't cold. It's sacred. It's how the wise move while the world sleeps. Green reminded you that wealth without connection is poverty in disguise, and that your heart is not a weakness, it's a key. But here's the truth. Saturn has been whispering to you your whole life. Abundance isn't random. It's an initiation. It doesn't arrive when you want it. It arrives when you're aligned enough to carry it. Not once, but continuously. Not in bursts, but in structure. And this month, January 2026, isn't a gift. It's a portal. A rare opening where Saturn asks, are you ready to be responsible for the very thing you once begged for? Most people say yes, but few prove it. Capricorn, you're not most people. You were born with Saturn's bones. You understand sacrifice, delay, and legacy. That's why this message found you not by accident, but by design. You already have the blueprint. Now it's time to step into the structure. You don't chase wealth anymore. You become the field it returns to. Comment if that resonates with you. Let Saturn hear your answer. And if you're one of the few who walk this path with awareness, subscribe to this channel, Zodiac Secrets Revealed. Because the deeper codes of Capricorn are only just beginning to surface. And in the weeks ahead, we'll go even further. Into legacy, into power, into the soul of the mountain goat who climbs not to escape the world, but to understand it from above. You were never here to fit in. You were here to build what would outlast the world. Let's keep building together.